Flamecraft. This is your review for 2. Hi guys, it's Shelby Gerba and I am the other half of Board Games for 2, and today I'm going to review our newest game in the collection, Flamecraft. Flamecraft is a board game for 1 to 5 players and it plays in about an hour. So let's see a little bit more how to play the game. Now in Flamecraft, players each play as a Flamekeeper, which is a person in town who can talk to dragons. The goal of the game is to be the Flamekeeper with the most reputation points at the end, which is indicated by a reputation track here on the board. And the game will end when either one of 2 decks, the enchant deck or the dragon deck, is empty. Now on your turn, players can do one of 2 things. They can either gather resources and they'll take their dragon token, place it on a shop, gather the resources that are available at that shop. They can place a dragon and collect rewards in that way, and they can use 1 flame ability from a dragon at that shop. If the shop is upgraded, that may have an ability as well, and players do have the option of triggering that ability. The other option is to enchant a shop, and that's where players spend their resources that they've been collecting to kind of upgrade a shop that is out on the table. They can then use a flame ability on any or all of the dragons that are at that location. And the advantage of doing this is each of those enchantments will give players reputation points at the end. They'll give you more money, more dragons, which all helps you score in points in that way. Now let's see a little bit more what I think of the game. Now the components of Flamecraft are really nice. You're given 6 different resource chips. You've got the money chips, a couple of wooden meeples. You've got your dragons, and the reputation tracker is wooden as well, which is really nice. But I think the coolest thing about the game, honestly, is this neoprene mat that acts as the town where you're placing your dragons and your shops. It's also really, it's cute where you've got these shop names and the dragons. You've got Hot Dog as a dragon name and Olive, and it's just really fun. It was fun to play the dragons and pull out the shop cards to see what kind of names they had come up with for the town. So the rule book for Flamecraft is really nice. It's big, but it's easy to learn. It's got big pictures, very nice examples of how to set the board up, and just how to play. Very simple to read. It didn't take us long at all to learn the rules of the game. And each player is provided with a nice reference card that gives you examples for how you do each of your 2 actions, as well as what some of the basic dragons, what their abilities are. Now the setup for Flamecraft was really very easy. It probably took about 10 minutes total once we opened the box and punched everything out. Really the hardest part of it all was just shuffling all the cards. That's really all you're gonna have to do. Our table is a 3x6 out here, and the neoprene mat is actually pretty long, so I don't think you would really be able to play on like a 3x3 card table. I think it would just take up too much space. Now the gameplay of Flamecraft was really fun. We had a good time revealing new shops and seeing what dragons we were going to put out to see what kind of different abilities we could get. I really enjoy a good resource collection game, and that's definitely one of the actions. I'm gathering resources, or I'm enchanting a shop to ultimately gather more resources. So I really enjoyed that. The artwork is really nice. The theme is a bonus. It's not something that we have on our shelf other than this one. So it's unique, which we can always appreciate. We've got kind of a whole bunch of different options as far as you've got your artisan dragons and your fancy dragons, which are your kind of different scoring abilities, kind of how you interact a little bit with the other player. You can use those dragons to maybe block the other player. That's kind of how you determine your strategy, which shops you're going to go to based on those dragons. So we just had a lot of fun with it. It was different, unique, and just something I can see us getting to the table again. Now the difficulty of Flamecraft is pretty low. Joe taught me the rules in really no time at all, and as I said before, the reference cards that they provide you are very helpful. So even if you do get a little bit lost, not quite sure what your options are for your turn, very simple to go back and refer to that to see what it is that you can do. I think it'd be really easy if we were to put it up for a little while to get it back out to the table in just a very short amount of time for us to remember exactly how to play. Now, in terms of replayability, you're always going to have 6 starting shops with their 6 corresponding starting dragons. But beyond that, there's a ton of different enchantment cards, which again are the upgrade cards for the shop. There's a ton of different fancy dragons, which those are essentially your objective cards in the game. And you're going to shuffle through those a lot. You're going to shuffle through different shops as you upgrade the town. You'll reveal more things. So each game is going to start the same, but there is a lot of variability with the different cards that they provide you. Now, is Flamecraft good for 2 players? I would say 100% yes. 2 players would be the ideal count to play this game. I can't really see us playing at the 4 to 5 range just because I think the turns would take a little bit too long. There's really not much downtime when there's just 2 players. It's a lot of back and forth, which makes it a lot of fun. You're moving fast, the turns are going quickly. It probably took us about an hour after our first couple of playthroughs, once we really learned the game, to play each game. Well, I think that just about wraps up my review of Flamecraft. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you give Flamecraft a shot, and until next time.